Welcome back. I'm Angela Stribling, host of Pillow Talk with Angela on WHUR Radio. You know, it is the mayor's Maternal and Infant Health Summit. I always have to make sure I get the name of that right. We're back, and you see this young lady getting some makeup done right now. April is here. She's got her own company. It's called Facing You, and she tries to make sure that everyone puts their best face forward. When you're pregnant, if you have children, you know that you don't have a whole lot of time. So April, if you will, just let us know, what are some of the simple things that people can do just to make sure they're, still looking good, fresh face, don't have a lot of time? What are some of the basics?
Okay, so some of the basic things that you can do is just get a BB cream, a foundation. You don't want anything too heavy. You want something that's really quick, and you want to put on the foundation all over the skin. You can even, if you want to use it as a concealer, just put a little bit under, pat it, come down a little bit, and then you have a nice dewy face. And then the next thing I would do is...
So wait, the first thing you did, you gave her a little concealer.
A little concealer
for
with
that
the foundation.
Under eye.
Yes.
Keep in mind, I know we're Facebook live streaming. If you've got any questions, any comments, please, we want to hear from you. I love it. So we're starting off with concealer.
Concealer. So I use the foundation as I apply it all over the skin, and then I also apply it under the eye as a concealer. So I have one product that I'm using as two, so that cuts away a lot of having so many products to use. You can use one product and you can turn it into two different uses for the skin.
Now that's very good. She's starting off keeping it very, very simple. Our beautiful model here, by the way, is Sandra. She doesn't have children, but she is expecting a baby. So she doesn't have a whole lot of time. And if you're wondering who this young lady is, Simone is our translator, because Sandra does not speak a whole lot of English. All right, so we've got the concealer going, we've got the foundation going that you're putting all over your face. Very simple, fresh face. Where do you go from there, April?
So the next step is you want to highlight and bring out your eyes. So the next step, we're going to put on a little bit of eyeliner, and then we're going to follow up with some mascara. This is really going to make your eyes pop. So
eyeliner,
mascara.
Yeah. That's good. Now this can actually work for anybody. If you don't have a whole lot of time, you don't want to just run out of the house because you don't have makeup on. You can put on a little bit, still look natural, still look wonderful. I guess that's the goal, right,
That's
April?
the goal.
You want to look natural.
You want to look natural. What I always say is when someone sees you, you don't want them to say, hey, you have a lot of makeup on.
Right.
You want them to say, you look glowing, you got a lot of sleep, what did you do today? So that's what I think.
So I want to ask Sandra, when you're going out and you're putting on makeup, do you tend to put on a lot or do you wear makeup at all?
Quiere preguntarte si cuando te vas, por ejemplo, afuera, si usas mucho maquillaje o qué es lo que normalmente usas.
No, regularmente solo lipstick, las pestañas, una línea, no más. Fresca.
Es un look fresco que ella busca solamente, only like a fresh look. Only lipstick, a little bit of mascara, a liner or something like that to look fresh. That is it.
So
Very
April
little.
is taking it a step or two further.
A little further. And so then another nice trick is to take a lip liner and you apply the lip liner all over the lip instead of just outlining the lip. And the trick with this is, now, rub your lips together.
The trick with this?
No, the trick with this is I can add a little lip gloss to it. And so I can keep changing the color, so you don't, every day it can be a little bit different, depending on the type of lip liner that you choose.
So it's not necessarily full-on pop lipstick. The whole idea, when you have children, if you're expecting a baby, you don't have to let yourself go. If you're not taking care of yourself, you can't really take care of anybody.
Correct.
So how important would you say, April, it is for someone to just take a minute to put on a face, put on a little bit of makeup?
I say it's very important because if you just take just a few minutes to do this, you're going to make yourself feel better. And then you're going to have a better day. You're going to be more playful and have more time with the kids. And I think it just gives you a better outlook. If you feel good within and you look in the mirror and say, hey, I'm ready for the world, and you just had a little bit of makeup, then I think that makes the difference.
That's nice. Now, Sandra here is naturally beautiful. You look at her,
That's correct.
Even before she had any makeup on, it looks like she doesn't really need anything. But with what you've done, it's made a big difference. So how do you feel about that, Sandra?
¿Cómo te sientes, Sandra, ahora que te terminaron el maquillaje?
Me siento fresca, bueno, tranquila.
No,
Me siento
she's
bonita.
she's beautiful.
I heard that,
and very
bonita.
refreshed. Yes.
That's so good.
Yeah.
So typically, April,
Yes.
when you're working on someone, I mean, I know your whole thing is people presenting their best face.
Their best face, yes.
Do you find that people who generally don't wear a whole lot of makeup, once you teach them, it doesn't necessarily take a lot of time? Does it change their whole thing?
I think it does. Sometimes it does change their outlook because people who don't wear makeup think, oh no, I'm not going to get into that. And then I find they might tell me, hey, I went to the store and I bought this or I bought that. And I tell them you can just start off with, you don't have to have a harsh look. Use a dark brown eyeliner to outline the eyes. It's just going to bring out your eye color, and it doesn't matter what color your eye is. That color is going to transcend to all eye colors. Just doing a little bit of foundation, and then if you have a little bit of time, you can add more steps to it. So I could do a bronzer, and a bronzer comes in light, medium, dark, and you can just put a little bronzer on the face. Especially in the summertime, it just helps if you have a tan. The bronzer pops your
Okay, we're talking bronzer.
Right.
For people who don't wear makeup,
Right.
they don't really know
They
what to
don't-
do with it.
You just apply it sort of
Where?
all over. Let me just give a quick. It's no bronzer on it,
Cheekbones.
but I would put it right
Good.
in here.
Yeah.
Go down, down, and then act as if it was a blush.
Aha.
And that's it. And then you might just go all the way over the face. And
Okay.
it blends in. Just that simple. And that took a couple of seconds.
It did. Okay, now the issue of powder. You're walking around, especially in a city like Washington, D.C., where it's so humid all the time.
Yes.
But then you could put on too much powder. How do you know how much to apply?
So my trick is always just start off with just a little bit of powder. So you would put the powder into your product, and then you shake it, and then I do like this on the back of my hand. Almost guarantee that you have just enough left on the brush
Good.
to apply. And don't worry, because if you don't have enough, you can go back, dip it into your product, do this again, and apply again. So you don't have to worry about if I apply too little the first time. You can always go back. It's better to do less and to layer on than to do too much, and it's harder to get it all off.
And I think you're speaking her language because less is what she wants. She
Yes.
doesn't really, sometimes she barely wears makeup at all. When it comes to the issue of finding the right makeup for you, for your skin, for your complexion, there are a lot of different stories out there. Some say, maybe the lights in the store aren't good and you try it on the inside of your wrist.
That's true.
Or some say you need to try it on your face. What do you say?
So what I say is I try it right here, right along the jawbone, and I put a little bit, and I typically will do it with my hand, and I'll just keep rubbing it into the skin. When I can't see it, I've done my job, because you don't want a foundation that you can see. If it looks a little too ashy, then you know that no, maybe I'll go a color a little bit deeper, or if it looks a little too light, then reverse. But when it disappears, you know that you've done your job. You never want to see it. If you see it, you haven't done it.
That's so good. All right, another question for you. Just with the eyes, if your eyes are really made up, it should be a light lipstick and vice versa, right?
I mean, that's a rule that they have, but to me, I say there is no rule. If you have dark eyes and you wanted to do dark lipstick, and depending on what the event you have, go for it. If it doesn't look bad to you, then go for it. That's a rule that you can have, but you don't have to. You can
have to
break
play it
the
by
rule.
ear.
Yeah, you don't have to have fun sometimes. Don't make up
love
so
it.
serious.
It's all about having fun, taking care of yourself. Thank you to our beautiful model. Thank you to our
Muchas gracias.
translator.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Facebook Live. We're going to be back. We're going to take a quick break. There is Mayor Muriel Bowser, Valerie Jarrett, Kathy Hughes. There's a lunch summit that's getting ready to happen now, and we're going to be having it right here on Facebook Live stream. So stay with us.